All right, folks, check it out. So, we actually have a letter here, an email. There's actually other stuff in this email, but I don't want to actually show all that. But let's take a look at this email that was actually sent by Violet Zitola and Thomas Yeager. I hope I said the names right. Co-chairs of the Presidential Campaign Support Committee from the Green Party's USA. Is this being sent to them? It's signed at the bottom by Brian Patrick Moore from Florida. Okay, we're going to see what this is. Okay. Does the person have a... So they're sending it to the Presidential Campaign Support Committee of the Nationals. And this is from Green Party, to Green Party Florida and GPUS Presidential Campaign Support Committee. So is this person in a leadership position? We're going to see. I thought it was a second. It's probable, right? Yes, since they haven't talked. We're going to see what this email is all about. So this is my live react. I started reading a little bit of it, and then I was like, let me just do this live reaction. So actually, I put my face on the camera. You can see everything. See my live reaction. I saw little pieces of it. I did not read the whole thing. I think there are some pieces in here that I may... There probably are pieces in here that I may not agree with. We'll take a look. I'll make my comments. Let's go. I have canceled my voter registration with the Green Party. Since I had filed an interest in July 2023 and then an intention in October 2023 to seek the Green Party presidential nomination, holy crap, for 2024, my party withdrawal immediately cancels my presidential candidate efforts as well. Holy crap. I did not know about this. Whoa. I didn't know it was... Okay. I'm actually going to send this to another Green presidential party candidate who's planning on running, but there's some weird stuff going on. We're going to see what's up with that. My departure is based on the combination of factors. My disappointment with the Green Party, its primary election system, Ms. Stein's favored candidacy, and my own domestic situation. Well, this sounds good to me. I think Ms. Stein is a problem. And I think that Cornel West was a problem. And the whole thing, there's some crooked-ass stuff going on up in there. Okay? My limited and recent experience with National GP Peace Action Committee over the last several months has been invigorating, and its members' passions and principles have been admirable. They have represented everything I think any peace anti-war group should be and how it should act in a proactive manner. And my more limited exposure to the GP Eco Action Committee's passion and aggressiveness was also impressive. However, it is clear that the overall Green Party membership wants to focus on identity politics instead of seeking more practical solutions for working-class Americans. Okay. I know in the Green Renaissance movement there is this kind of like anti-trans kind of thing going on. I am a trans supporter. We're gonna have to see exactly how this works out. So, we're not gonna... I did see that before. I did want to, that's... It is what it is. It's unfortunate, personally, but, in the end, really, it's the Green Party's who shows up. So, trans people, what's up? You're going to show up in the Green Party. You can make your own party, I'm mad, but they do have access, they do have... you should participate. They are overall... Once they get to know you, they'll probably be less like this, right? And I'm just guessing ahead, because I do know the Green Renaissance movement has some kind of anti-trans type of, sympathies, which, there may be even some validity to some of their concerns. So, I don't want to discount everything they're saying, right? I need to find out more. So we can have a discussion, and but overall, support trans people. That's just what it is. Okay, enough about that. The Green Party platform promotes interest groups and their rights at the expense of the common good, okay, as well as the loss of basic constitutional rights for everyone. In addition, its adherence to political correctness has created elitist authoritarians in the party, denying freedom of expression to those with differing opinions. There was also like the vaccine stuff, so we'll see. Furthermore, the Green Party is a shell. It has not built an infrastructure in the last 20 years. Well, I do know that he's not wrong about that, but also Greens are decentralized, so there's different communities doing different things, and I think that the Shoreline Greens have an impressive operation, so I have concerns about the shorelines, though, okay? But, we'll talk, there's more, you can watch my old, I have some old footage of stuff with Shoreline Greens, so one of my guys, he stopped talking to me. I'd like to see what happened there. Anyways, in addition, its adherence to political correctness has created elitist authoritarians, denying freedom of expression to those with differing opinions. Furthermore, it's a shell, to my knowledge, has no presence in state legislators or in the U.S. Congress, and it has only a handful of mayors in small cities, some of which were voted in by city council rotation, and then nominates a presidential candidate every 4 years, creating a spoiler party image only. Okay, that's for the people who don't know. You're not wrong. It should be able to force, right, discussions on different issues. So there's some of that going on, even within the establishment, right? Trying to open up debates, things like that. Right now, CNN has its forum with Jill Stein. That's just a little sussy, right? Yeah, like why? If they're just picking her up and they call it the third party debate forum, I think only Jill Stein was there at that meeting, at that third party candidates forum. It was garbage. She's joined their team. She's joined the establishment, I'm sorry to say. Okay, enough of that about that. Okay. The Green Party platform distracts from a failing, corrupt economic system in America, capitalism. Okay. The Green Party overall in its history has a socialist background, and there's a large portion, right? There's different attitudes towards capitalism in the party. So, okay. I do think capitalism, in the way it's being run in America, is not really working out. I think it needs to be addressed. The GP plays into that's just me personally. The GP plays into the hands of capitalists and their sidetracking issues of racism, gender equality, sexual preference, climate change, caste, history, immigration, etc. And I do think with the climate change, there is some concerns about economic companies abusing and profiting off the poor, and I can testify that to myself about that going on. But, let's see where this goes. The Green Party needs to give more practical solutions for people's real needs in their lives and to change and emphasize America's economic system in a more radical and egalitarian way. This will effectively solve the identity issues in a fairer manner, and it will be done without alienating the very people the party purports to represent. Haha, I do like that line. And without violating everyone's basic constitutional rights. Now, as in terms of, I'm trying to think about like what I want. Like, I'd like to see him reveal more about Jill Stein and what's going on. So we'll see if that happens. Deciding for president, right? Hopefully, he can also talk about the undemocratic process and the interference that's going on with people trying to select, right? People complain about Kamala Harris being selected as the next president. Like, that's Jill Stein, like 100%. Like, you don't see that. Like, you need to start seeing that. The left wing shares responsibility with the right wing in America's growing polarization. That's true. And loss of trust in the country's traditional institutions. I agree. And ironically, has demonstrated a lack of empathy for the working class. I agree. In fact, blue-collar and low-wage workers feel alienated, forgotten, and underrepresented. They have become resentful of and disenfranchised from very political parties who claim to represent them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yes, there is extremism on the right, but the left is just as guilty, even to the point of denying freedom of speech, equal rights, and due process when involving identity groups, and there's truth in that. I'm glad he hasn't said any of the anti-trans stuff yet, right? Yeah, so let's not jump, right? Yeah, let's really read what he's got to say. So, okay. I do agree that the left's going too far. I concur with the recent columnist who said that America's leftist adherence to secularism and individual rights has broken down communities, the very social fabric of our country. And there may be some truth. I think there is some truth to that, right? Had I pursued the violation of the Nuremberg laws, as in terms of like vaccine mandates, is definitely huge. You need to have consent. Had I pursued the GP presidential 2024 presidential nomination, my campaign would have been included, challenging the status quo of the Green Party U.S. and its longtime candidate Jill Stein. Haha. Ms. Stein is from the same pedigree of most presidential candidates in the two major parties. Most of the modern-day presidents or candidates of presidents have been Ivy League graduates of Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Cornell, Rutgers, Brown, Dartmouth, or Swarthmore, or from prestigious women's colleges like Bernard Wellesley or Bryn Mawr. Dr. Stein is a graduate of Harvard University and also of Harvard's Medical School. Her net worth in 2016 was reported at about $8.5 million, which included her investments in companies and corporations she previously had criticized in campaigns violating environmental standards. Furthermore, Ms. Stein was a longtime Democrat voter and Democrat candidate until switching to the Green Rainbow Party coalition in 2002. The Rainbow's coalition essence was also based on identity politics. Plus, Stein has no history that I'm aware of supporting third-party presidential or minor party congressional candidates. That should be the type of attributes and experience the Green Party should seek in its 2024 nominee. Pretty cool, man. I like that. Unfortunately, Stein is now working in corrupt, working with Matt Ho, and some other ones are lining up. Kind of disgusting. It is happening. Wait till I tell you what happened to the People's Party. I see the next line. Oh my God. Okay. Dr. Stein's early endorsement and embrace of Cornel West and being his campaign manager reflects a lack of faith in the Green Party's democratic primary process. You're goddamn right. And the unwritten assumption by her and among many party members in the party who have taken on a predetermined attitude that Mr. West was the party's anointed one. You know, if Cornel West had to go through a primary process, the chance of me showing up and then actually blurting out like what happened to the People's Party is like, you know, basically 100% assured. So I think that's one of the big reasons why Cornel West was running away. Run away, okay? Miss Stein, as West's campaign manager, appeared to be blindsided by Professor West's sudden withdrawal and her total lack of awareness of what led up to his swift departure. Well, I've got something to tell you about that, buddy. But who's this guy's name? George? We need to talk. Yeah, I have the inside scoop. They are very close. They are. Remember, she's West's campaign manager. Okay, this is not like a position without trust. They are a team, and they are working together. The Aurora Party with what's going on in Alaska, right, George? I hope you can see what's going on there. Remember, they're promoting Cornel West. This is a fundraising scheme and also a battle of millionaires against millionaires where they're buying certain narratives and putting certain people in place. They're fighting each other too, but they're not our friends, and they're definitely leaving us. They're in solidarity against the grassroots, and you're seeing that, George. Good to know. Good to know. Interestingly, Dr. West historically has been a Democrat and has mostly endorsed Democrats for president. This was actually true in the Draft Jesse meeting that I had with Rich Idris and Larry Alger, who we talked about at the MPP convention. I think that Cornel West said to vote for Biden. It was only after another Democrat he endorsed in 2004 pulled out that he withdrew his support to Ralph Nader. Granted, West is an elegant speaker and outspoken liberal, but mostly among the same lines of identity politics. Now that Ms. Stein is seeking the presidential nomination for the third time, there is also a prevalent attitude that in the GP social media, right, okay, Revolutionary Blackout, okay, the whole Jimmy Dore team, right, okay, supposedly there's been a Cornel West and Jimmy Dore split. They are split in some ways, but in other ways, trust me, they're still in solidarity. They're the same team. They say different sides of the same coin. That's exactly what's going on here with Jill Stein. Once again, millionaires. Cornel West is another millionaire. Okay, Jimmy Dore is another millionaire. Medea Benjamin is another millionaire. Lee Camp's another billionaire. They make their little. They have little spats. That's true, but they have a club room where they're in and you're not. Okay, decisions are made with their consultant team, right? Their $1,000 consultants, yeah, and you're not there, and you're not really invited in, and they don't want you there. And you can see this happening to other presidential candidates. They don't want a discussion. They don't want to have. They're running from, right? They say, oh, why can't the two major parties have a debate with us? Why can't y'all have a debate with, your own party? How about that? Y'all are hilarious. She's now the anointed one. Yeah, in your dreams. That's why the Green Party was set up to be decentralized in the first place, to prevent this exact scenario. Okay? The founding fathers of the Green Party, right? Howie Hawkins, now he's violating those terms, but other people who were involved in the process, right? It wasn't just Howie Hawkins who drew up all the rules, okay? There were other people involved who made sure certain things happened because they, as activists, who were disenfranchised. That's why I became a Green, right, back in the 90s, after working with Democrats and seeing them introduce poison pills and say they were going to vote in one way and then do another thing in the chamber. I got wise, and I said, you know what, this whole Democrats going to save us, this obviously is not working. Okay, I do not believe Democrats, just because they have a name, are going to save us. Absolutely not. All right. Okay, this is another example of GP members acting in the same undemocratic way the Democrat and Republican parties operate when it comes to selecting and protecting their favorite presidential candidates. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Another critical note on Jill Stein's 2024 candidacy is her recent statement criticizing angry white men. This again reflects her and the Green Party's adherence to identity politics. It might be Jill Stein. Jimmy Dore pissed off a lot of people because, he has a strong sense of entitlement. He's got the million subscribers, and he's got the media team that is loyal to him. Remember, Revolutionary Blackout came out against Cornel West in some ways, right? Because they know that Jimmy Dore has really made their careers, and this is also said by other New York State Party coordinators. I'm not the only one who's called this out, so Cornel and Jill Stein, I can't wait to talk to you. I can't wait to talk to all y'all little elitist assholes, right, that are stepped on the grassroots, right, yeah? In our name, you collected the money and have, are spending it on consultants to replace us. It's disgusting. Even Ms. Stein's previous selection of vice president candidates reflects an identity bias. She chose two women as her running mates in 2012 and 2016. Sherry Hankala was a Green Party member and former homeless activist when chosen in 2012. Nina Hudson Turner was Ohio State Senator and Democrat chosen by Stein in 2016, but she was turned down when she decided to remain a Democrat. In Ms. Turner's place, she subjected Dr. Ajamu Baraka, a peace activist from Amnesty International, and then Ms. Stein continued to reflect the party's preference for race, gender, and Democrats over its own third-party identity by promoting Cornel West as the GP 2024 presidential nominee. Dr. West is a former supporter of many Democrats and in 2016 supported Democrat Bernie Sanders. So, and you can see that it's women or black men, and, there is a hierarchy that exists, and they are at the top. Asian Americans are not there. But Green Party has actually had other candidates historically, and a wide range that have tried to run. So I think they had the first black woman president candidate back in the 90s, I think possibly, for the Green Party. They had a lot of firsts, which was kind of cool. So, I've been part of that history as well. Anyways, continue on. The fact that she left also the Democrats in 2002, that's quite some time ago. But unfortunately, she's gotten too comfortable in her position. And as the anointed one, it's become a problem. Let's go on. Okay, so she's selected Dr. Ajamu Baraka. Once again, some people that I talked to, the communists I'm talking right now, like Dust James, he's a fan of Baraka. I'm asking him to open up a conversation so we can start to have something happen. So we'll see if that goes forward. I have a lot of different connections in a lot of different worlds. I have a lot of different pathways. Like right now, Claudia De La Cruz, right? Michael Lopez is actually contacting her. I think probably Save Section 9 is probably talking to her. I think probably Marnie may be talking to her. I think that people at PSL Front Desk are talking to her. I think Noted Tool people are talking to her. And Brian Becker may be talking to her. And Medea Benjamin, right? All about, right? I'm raising God hell over there, right? Yeah. God's hell over there, yeah, because the truth needs to be heard, and what happened in the People's Party cannot be prevented if there's no acknowledgement of this going on, and you can't fix it if the problem's never acknowledged, right? You can see the problems popping all over the place. This keeps going on, right? It's not like, oh wait, there was this one problem where it's this one guy, DJL7, right? Yeah, we see the problems continuously going on. People's Party, Forward Party, right? Yeah, because the establishment with direct ties to millionaires who can be pointed out over and over again are exerting control over this community in a new way, and Tulsi Gabbard's part of it, Nick Brown's part of it. It's disgusting and sad. So sad. But, obviously Americans are more enamored with the idea of third parties more than ever before. And the money and the corruption is running right into this space to, prepare, the community to, be filtered and manipulated in the way that they've always been. And it's disgusting. Since Ms. Stein will turn 74 years of age in May 2024, the Green Party should request that she release her medical records, as I would have done at the age of 81 if I had remained in the Green Party primary since in 2024. Now I will be self-relegated to running a shadow presidential. Okay, well, honestly, medical records can be altered, faked, edited, changed, reinvented. So, I wouldn't put too much faith in that medical record, but, go ahead. I've worked in several hospitals. I worked for multiple doctors. I have worked for a law firm that was assuring the rights of patients when they were getting independent medical examinations paid for by insurance companies that were trying to deny them service and care. So, I know it from both sides. I also have taken my poor friends to the emergency room and been turned away. I know the medical system from an inside perspective, from a poor person getting a denied perspective, from a people getting victimized by doctors and dentists perspective. But they ain't gonna listen to me. Anyways, let's continue on. Now I'll be self-relegated to running a shadow presidential campaign, and will continue that capacity to urge the Greens and others to leftist third parties to alter the platforms and change their priorities to better reflect the entire country's working class needs, as well as helping themselves electorally. Sincerely, Brian Patrick Moore, Florida. Wow, pretty cool. All right, so Robert Shields, right? Yeah, Green Party, Alaska. We see a presidential candidate. We're going to contact this guy, Brian Patrick Moore. Let's look him up. I'm actually quite new to this guy. We're going to look it up right now, okay? Give me a second. Okay, why am I watching? Okay, I was looking for some video footage for it. Okay, Brian Patrick Moore. Okay, just did a Google search on him. Maybe I'll recognize the picture. We'll see. I've been in a lot of meetings. Does not look. Maybe I've met him, but I don't think. I don't remember. Anti-war organization, Nature Coalition for Peace and Justice. And remember, he could be cool. He might not be cool, right? Yeah, it sounds. I'm happy because he's criticizing these other ones, but remember, these people do play at many levels. They have a lot of money. So we'll see. Founder, anti-war, perennial candidate. Sounds like us. President of the Socialist Party, USA. Damn. Okay. He ran for Democratic Party at Florida. Lost in primary election. Okay. Was rigged because of capitalism's greed. So he does seem actually kind of about it, about the socialism at least, right? And being against capitalism. He said it in this letter. He has a master's in public administration. He was in the seminary. He's a Peace Corps volunteer. It's pretty cool. He's worked in poverty neighborhoods overseas. Could be Secret Service, might not be, might be. Who knows, right? Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality of this international travel. But it does make me. He was a Democrat as well. Okay, so yeah, exactly, right. That's a very common pathway into the Green Party, right? People get politically involved. They don't even know about the Greens. They don't talk about the news. They go to the Democrats. They seem to be saying what they want. Then they find out that it's a wreck, and they leave and go to the Greens. That's the most typical path. It was my path. I'll tell you the truth. I think at the age of 19, I figured it out though. Democrats threw over this liberal. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I volunteered for independence. Ralph Nader, reform of Pat Buchanan. Damn. Okay. Well, was for fair trade over free trade. Well, Pat Buchanan. Damn. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So he goes back and forth. I'm mad. He ran as the Green Party and endorsed anti-war candidate. That's pretty cool. Socialist Party USA. Interesting. Okay. I wonder how my man Theo's gonna feel about him. Right? Is this guy a second international, third international, fourth international? What? I don't care about these labels, man. Fighting against war in Iraq, cool, man. Universal health care, cool. Participatory democracy, cool. Okay. So let's go and might be cool, might not be. Yeah, there are some things that are actually a little bit more reassuring about, like, as in terms of his background. Some of it is adding up, like regarding his But, let's take a look at Facebook, right? Yeah. Sometimes, do you have any black friends? Let's take a look at this one, okay? Not that that means everything, right? Yeah, I mean, do you have any Asian American friends? Like, that would be nice too, but, okay, let's take a look. Add him as a friend. See what happens with that. How much does he call out this? Oh, Willie Bragg. Very interesting. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Because I know Willie Bragg was also part of the Socialist Party as well, so that's very interesting. Okay. This is a good tie and a disturbing tie. It's like both at the same time, right? So. Okay, we have one black person, maybe Latina, looking black to me though. Light skin, we'll see. Okay, there's a Spanish person. I mean, it's just not Spanish. Okay, not that. There's really, I don't really see any black people. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of. Okay, let's see if he said. I just wondering, right? Yeah, I just want to know. Okay, like, I hope not. He's definitely talking all about this. The identity politics is not meaningless. Okay, I mean, he will have some. I guess you could say white bias. 3 evil misfits. Okay, interesting. So he's Wait, 3 evil misfits. Wait a minute. But there's 4 people here. So who is he hating on? 3 Pompeo. Bolton, Rubio, these 2. So he likes Trump? Interesting, maybe. I wasn't in the country when Trump was in office, so there was probably a lot that went down that I just wasn't really paying attention to. I was paying attention to things in the country that I was in. Right? Look, at me making international travel, right? Am I a federal agent? I mean, I would understand why people might think that, right? Yeah, so what's this guy doing traveling to other fucking countries? Like, is he fucking... I get it. I was in med school. What the fuck can I say? So I did not see anything really about, like, anti-black other than the absence of black people, which is something. But I wonder if there's anything about Brian Patrick Moore and trans. I just want to see that, okay? Just I'm sad about that happening in the Green Party, but they have a right to their opinion, right? So let's see. Okay, wow, just waiting for Green Mountain Peace and Justice. Okay, Anarchist Federation. Interesting. Okay. Okay, having been likened to Hitler. Okay, well. Okay, we're gonna see what this is about. Dubious individual. Okay. We then Zoom meeting. Speak to more. Okay, I'm gonna read this out. In Jan 2023, the Socialist Party candidate approached the Green Mountain Peace and Justice Party, that hat in hand, asking to be our presidential candidate. Okay. We then managed to arrange a Zoom meeting with most of our active party members to speak to Moore. We first discussed the party platform, which Moore said he supported. However, members insisted that we go through the platform point by point, which seems cool. Okay. Moore claimed to support all the points, but did raise a question about the anti-nuclear power plank of the platform. Okay, I think that's fair. Next, I asked about his positions on trans right, Antifa, and Ukraine. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Moore's position on Ukraine was pretty much in line with propaganda coming out of some right-wing media out of the Kremlin. Okay, so it sounds like he's not really for Ukraine, which I actually have. I have to admit that I have some sympathy for. So I do. I'm not really for Russia or Ukraine. I'm just don't. Okay, but he's more sympathetic, right? I'm just don't believe anything. Okay, the people there should not be in a war. Fuck both of the leaders. That's how I feel. Okay. Moore strongly said that Antifa was to blame for starting the violence in Charlotte. I mentioned I was right there when the Nationalist Front, National Socialist Movement, Traditionalist Workers League of South, and some KKK groups plowed into the crowd starting the fight. He temporarily backed down from that position. Subject to how police kill over 1,000 people every year. Moore had little to say on that. Simply let that statement drift by. So, he does have some kind of like. I am an anarchist. I am not really... I'm not sure what a fascist is, but in this case, He is blaming them. I don't really think this Antifa is really just, I think there's some plants out here, you know what I mean? I think there's people on the left, I think that Moore was right in that letter when he said there's people on the left that are pushing it the wrong way. I do believe in some of the trans people facing a lot of discrimination, a lot of targeting. I really don't like it at all. I really got their back 100%, but I do feel like some people are using the trans people to, on the other, pretending to be on their side and forcing the narrative to be focusing on, instead of focusing on real discrimination that trans people are facing, right? Like housing discrimination, wealth, right? Income gap, right? Yeah. Things like that. We're talking about drag queen story hour. Really? There's a lot of, right? Yeah, I'm not saying drag queen story, there could be some real concerns. So, but why is that the whole discussion about trans people when there's so much more trans people? So there's so many trans people who don't even participate in drag queen story hour, not because they're against it or for it, but just because they have other things going on in their lives. What the how did it just become about that? Stop it, you know? Leah Thomas, there's so many trans people who are suffering, and they're focusing on this, you know, and they only focus on when the men transition to women and win. What about the women transition to men, and they're losing all the time, that's okay? There's no, consistency, except for, right, that power gets to have its way every time. That's the only consistency. So, yeah, this is actually, I want to find the Green Mountain Peace and Justice Party had is, we're not going to agree on everything. I also am trying to get criminal justice reform. I'm not necessarily anti-police. I am anti-police corruption. I am anti-police violence. There's racism that's going on in the police. Obviously, 5 times black people this is not sustainable. It's not cool. I work with wrongful convicted people. This is a real thing. So I'm sorry to say that. I just don't think Moore relates. He's a white guy. I don't want to be anti-white. He's just not really there, but he is trying to fight on some other angles, so I get it. Yeah, I get the concerns. He's not all bad, he's not all good, right? I say this about people I criticize, like Claudia De La Cruz and all them. They're not all bad, they're not all good. They just got to be accountable. So I generally agree with this take right here. I'm going to keep reading. Okay, later I sent him a list of various Antifa publications. Is there Antifa headquarters? What Antifa publications? There is no, there might be some aligning, but there's no, I find it typically there's actually an Antifa publication, but maybe there is. Okay, sure, whatever, okay. So he could educate himself on what the anti-fascist side was. So, well, what? Okay, this doesn't make sense to me as an anarchist, but okay. And once again, right, anarchists, once again, right, you are really allowed to do or have really a very, very wide range of beliefs and thoughts. So if you're an anarchist and you believe that you have a side, it's, as an anarchist, who am I to tell you, no, I really can't do that. So you have a right to think there's an anti-fascist side. If you think anarchism, you have a right to do anarchism your way, whoever this guy is. So I don't know what this guy's talking about, though. This shit don't make no sense to me. Rather than whatever right-wing media anti-Antifa fear. I do think there's anti-Antifa. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I made a video defending Antifa people, and they're not all. There's some of them are misguided. Some of them don't know. So they're not perfect people either. Some of them are really cool people. You should get to fucking meet them, right? Yeah, okay. Anyways. Things got way worse at this point. I'll be quoting some of his emails. Brian Moore says in the email, "My point is I am against violence, no matter who conducts it. It was Antifa who appeared in Charlottesville without a permit to protest, while the white supremacists did have a permit." Fuck your permit. Fuck your permit. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. Okay, look. I'm not saying all permits, right? Permits have a place and they have a reason, and if people are making too much noise, people have a right to peacefully enjoy their homes. I don't want to step on their shit. I'm really not, okay? Like, I want to be a polite guy. But, your permits are, rules are made to protect the powerful. Yeah, so your permit, right, I don't even know if Antifa applied wasn't there. I can't make any fucking calls. I don't know why Brian thinks he knows what's going on in fucking Charlottesville. I don't know what's going on in Charlottesville. I'm not going to claim. That's why I don't get involved in overseas shit. You know what I mean? Like, you guys want to fucking think you know about what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. If you're not there, then shut the fuck up. At least Brian Moore, supposedly he's a veteran. Is he a veteran? Maybe, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Let me take a look at him again. He's anti-war. It would be weird if he is a veteran. Is he a veteran? He was okay. Let me see. Maybe he's not a veteran. He's anti-war. It would be weird. It seems like he's really about this anti-war stuff, so we'll see. Okay, no veteran. Okay, so he has been anti-war. He's not a veteran. Okay. And you know what? He's a white guy living in a white community. He doesn't really understand racism like we do, and I can kind of... am I being an apologist? We have to find... I'm standing with the... overall with these people here. These are... I'm not really feeling this, but I appreciate Brian pointing out some things, but I would like to talk to these Green Party people. I want to talk. In typical right-wing authoritarian fashion, he trots out the old outside agitator narrative used so often by opponents of civil rights in the 1960s and equates holding a permit with moral righteousness. I am of complete same body and mind in that particular sentiment. I might have a reading problem since I never noticed permits being mentioned in the text of the First Amendment. Yo, I love it. Yeah, hey, that's me. Yeah, and even beyond the first, that's who I am as an activist, as my politics. In this next quote, he puts the identical position that Unite the Right organizers pushed regarding James Fields, the man who murdered Heather Heyer and gravely injured many more. I don't know what this is. Murder Heather Heyer, what? The 20-year-old driving the car that killed the leftist protester. I think this happened when I was out of the country. I think I did see a video of a car running into people. I don't know if this... I think this happened in New York. Maybe it happened... I think I saw the ones in New York. Is this Charlottesville or some shit? Okay. So, something happened. People were saying stuff. I don't know what happened. Even the 20-year-old driving the car that killed the leftist protester, his life sentence, was surrounded by protesters. No police present was scared for his safety and panicked. All the bloodshed could have been avoided if all parties had played by the rules. Hey, you weren't in the car? I would understand. Maybe he panicked. Maybe it was malicious. Hey, I would give... The possibility is open for anything is possible until proven otherwise. I'm not going to call it on the side of the protesters. I don't even know exactly if you're talking about Charlottesville, or I haven't seen it, the footage. If I see the footage, I'll come with opinion. Once again, I was in the fucking car. Fuck that. I'm not playing this game. And I really don't like that they're playing this game. They think that they know all this shit. Yeah? You really don't know what if you weren't there, stop fucking pretending like you know what happens. That's just that's my position. Anyways, okay. In this case, he ignores the fact that the far-right participants planned the violence on their chat, and many emphasize on those chats during car attacks. Okay, so were people on the far left possibly even talking about I think it probably happened on both sides. Maybe it's possible that they did actually plan it. Like, if there was actually real plans, those people need to be held accountable and, do your business. So, I am, this, once again, this whole thing could be fake, but it seems real to me. It is also lining up with what I was kind of sensing in the letter, right? So we'll see where this goes. I didn't say anything about the trans yet. We'll see if this, okay, we're gonna get, okay, wow, Facebook getting uglier, okay. After all the reactions he said in his email, did not think it'd get worse, but the more I dug, the more I was proven wrong. Okay, I skipped a line, okay. By the way, just because I don't agree with Brian Moore on some of these points here, okay, doesn't mean that he's wrong in calling out some of the abusive tactics that's going on, right? Yeah? at the by the elites, and this is clearly documentable, and this needs to be addressed. Okay, so with the right ring, I'm in solidarity, and we talked about working class issues. I'm with him. Okay, as in terms of attacking Antifa and stuff. Like, look, maybe let me talk to him. Okay, let me talk to him. Okay, maybe I'll get him on the show. Maybe we can have conversation. And I'll keep. Let's see how this guy's talk went. Okay, after all this, I decided to do a little research on Brian Moore. Well, I'm doing it already. Apparently, he's a perennial candidate. He has run as a Republican, a Democrat, a Green, and a Socialist Party candidate. Okay. He even gathered enough signatures in Vermont to run in the Liberty Union presidential race in 2008. He was a Peace and Freedom presidential election that year. Okay. After all reactionary things he said in his emails, I did not think it could get worse. But the more I dug, the more I was proven wrong. Yeah, I saw reasons to dig myself. In 2022, he ran for Florida State Senate, and in an article written for the Citrus County Chronicle describes how the Florida Green Party withdrew the nomination for their own candidate due to his deplorable actions and positions. Well, okay. But they did nominate him, but they withdrew. I want to talk with those people. Yeah, let's see. Moore 79 said he doesn't believe former Minnesota cop Derek Chauvin, who was convicted of murdering African-American George Floyd, got a fair trial. Okay. The article noted later on, the article states that he once wore a Confederate shirt to an event in Hernando County, Florida. The Confederate symbol, he said, does not stand for hate or racism, rather it honors those Americans who stood for what they believed in, Moore said. Wow. Alright, well. I understand that sentiment. I don't agree with that sentiment. And I think that, wow. Oh, well. Remember that, Florida is the home of Ron DeSantis? And, the community there may be, socialization over there. I'm not really sure. Okay, so. It is the South. Anyways. This would seem to explain his apparent sympathy for the organizers of 2017's Unite the Right rally. Was I in the country at Unite the Right rally? I don't really, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. I had other things going on. Okay. I don't think I was here for 2017. Okay. Looking at his candidate profile on Facebook, the picture only gets grimmer and uglier. Okay. There are many posts linked to his two-party tyranny website. Okay. I don't like the two parties. I think it's problematic when, if both sides sell out, you're stuck. Many of the more inflammatory posts are deleted on his site. However, Facebook links to those posts, their headlines, and archive.org backups exists for many of them. Brian, if you are reading this, there's no need to delete more links. We have saved local backups of these posts and links. Antifa saves. The internet never forgives and forgets. Ooh, using those, what's it called? Those anonymous lines. Feeling all tingly. Well, whatever, man, yeah. Moore claims he has come to these conclusions about Derek Chauvin because he is a civil libertarian who believes in fairness, equity, and due process. That's, he has a right to believe that it wasn't a fair trial. Do I, I'm not in the trial. I don't know. Look, the guy, there's a dead body, you know what I mean? And, it's his right, I don't really know what I don't know what this guy, Brian, saw. I don't know what his friends are telling him, right? Yeah. I don't know if he's getting his news from as you said, right-wing sources that are painting in a certain way. So, maybe Brian, right, yeah, has reasons, right, yeah, defensible reasons, right, yeah, of misinformation, or maybe he really has some facts that I don't know. I'm not going to make the call, right, but I don't agree with his overall takes right now. This is not looking good. In Brian Moore's letter to the Tampa Bay Times, published in July 11, 2021, Moore writes, I wish you had a screenshot, but it's okay. I mean, I don't trust that. Oh, well, there is a... Well, it seems like there is a screenshot. Okay. Claiming that George Floyd died under cops and he's not courageous, fair, or accurate? Isn't there video of this? The writer's judgmental opinion is not based on evidence, but on opinion and prejudice. Well. I mean, okay. That's, And he is a Trump liker, right? Yeah, so, we saw that on his Facebook page, so that was just, hey, you know what it is? The left wing, there is a group that, is They're not all racist like this, but there is a group on the left wing that is this guy racist? I would say he has some racial biases, and we all have them. So, Brian, hey, am I racist too? Yeah, I'm gonna say, we all have, biases, right? We all have assumptions and previews. So I'm not better than you, Brian. Okay? I hope if you watch this. In the same letter. Okay. So this is some flagrant stuff. Anyways, the Officer Chauvin was denied a due process. Blah. Okay, weird. Okay, the far right tried to blame George Floyd's death on drug overdose. The SCOTUS lie was debunked. In the same letter, Moore tries to deflect accusations of extreme racism by talking about his black childhood friends. Sorry, Brian, the modern day and age, that defense does not work. That's also kind of sad that the friends were only existed in childhood. Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. That's not really. Wow, this is taking quite the turn. I did not expect. Okay, so this is. I wanted to give an honest, internet groups and media become a lynch mob on the Chauvin trial. Probably some blind due process. He might be right. Maybe we should probably. It would be nice to read the article, right? I'm wondering what he has to say. This is there's a dead guy, and this is what you have to say. Damn, bro. I mean, damn, Brian. Like, really? In line with his defense of Derek Chauvin, the police have become sacrificial lamb in our country and scapegoat for civil rights leaders seeking racial justice in America. I do think there is some truth in this. There are police that are fighting against the corruption, like, let's take a look at Edwin Raymond, okay? He called out racist police quotas. Okay, let me take a look at that, okay? Let's take a look at this right here, okay? So there are police officers, right? As a liberal West Coast white guy, been aware of the quota system, systemic racism, seen cops and prostitutes lie in court. Okay, just so you know, Edwin Raymond is not a liberal West Coast white guy. He's actually a black guy. An inconvenient cop, NYPD whistleblower, Edwin Raymond. Okay, so, there are some cops out here that are actually calling out racist quotas and stuff like that, which I appreciate. And we need to, I'm not saying, right, that all cops are racist, because some of them are trying to fight racism, like this right here. So, unfortunately, he got fired. That's not cool, yeah? So, but this guy should be reinstated. That's what I think. We need some good officers, yeah? Holding people accountable. Anyways, so, alright. There's some code here. Okay. Oh, this is an article. Okay, maybe he's not allowed to put it in. And the following screenshot puts it to forth defense of modern supporters of the Confederacy. Understand Confederate Americans and calling them traitors. Okay. Most left would agree with him that the public should not be funding privately owned sports teams. Okay. So I guess he said that. Okay, I don't know where it says Confederacy has sports teams. Maybe Seminoles. The fact that he is quoting Far Right Americans for Prosperity, which was founded by the right-wing libertarians like Koch brothers, shows you where he's coming from. Okay. I agree with Americans for Prosperity. Government shouldn't fund privately owned sports teams. Okay, I agree with that. The biggest abuse of government funds, that's true, holding cities hostage. We was just out protesting the Hochul hanging out at the Bills game, which they lost, by the way, threatening to leave if they don't get the money. You're damn right. Sports teams don't need welfare. They need to be taxed. Well, that's a great line, man. If they're problematic, you're right to call that out. And but he also, I also give props to the left for giving, while most on the left would agree with him that public funding should not be funding privately owned sports teams. So I like that, right? This writer is giving credit and being critical. So can Brian handle that? I would urge any left-leaning groups to avoid any involvement with Brian Moore. If you control media platforms, do not give individual platforms deplorable and disgusting views. If he comes to you hand, send him packing. Well, I do want to talk to him. I'm not going to cancel people. That's just my form of anarchism. Ooh, look, wow, okay. Yo, the anarchist movement really, kind of, okay, interesting. Well, non-profit anarchist to a cooperative. Okay. Interesting. Where is the author? Idavox? I do want to contact this person. Okay. We also saw Twitter. Having called transphobic and likened Hitler as my family were trans players in the women's game. Okay. 14 studies referred to me prove retain physical advantage for trans players even after hormone treatment. And I do, I would actually, I do feel like this is a real thing. So I can say, and I'm sorry to my trans allies, I do think I think there's truth in this statement. Okay. Women's risk translates the virus is equally complex and I'm not sure where my beliefs lie. Okay, so that's fair. Right, yeah, it's a complex issue. So I think Brian Moore is treading the line, but I don't think it's really gone way over, and I'm relieved to see that. So I have mixed feelings about Brian, but that's good. Walking in, I don't want to agree with everything, but I want to see if if I'm accessible, if he's accessible, and if we will have a conversation. It does seem he's willing. It does seem he's very eager for a platform, right? Like he came hand in hand and all this other thing. He's willing to be challenged to an extent. So see how long that lasts. But once again, I do think this is quite troublesome. Right? My crew, right? Yeah, says this guy's a bad guy, and you did provide evidence. So I appreciate, and I did find value in this article. But I think you could have just ended it there, right before this, right? Well, not even, no, before this, right? Yeah, to avoid any involvement with Brian P. Moore, you could have ended it there. Okay, don't give him a platform, send him packing, right? Yeah. And who's the next to get canceled, right? And if it's you're gonna have a little club right there. Fuck your club. How about that, you fucking anarchist? How about that? Yeah, fuck your club. How about that? Yeah. But other than that, really, I feel like I have a lot in common with you. So I do want to. There was also that Green Party thing, anti-fascists disrupt outnumbered Proud Boys. Okay, well, interesting. So let's go back. I feel like a lot of this Proud Boy fucking Antifa shit is fake as fuck. That's how I feel. I think both sides are fake. I go back too. So, these college kids, I'm mad. Like, you have a right to make anarchists as much as you want, but you don't get to tell me how to be a fucking anarchist. You know what I mean? Fuck you. You know what I mean? For real. So, let's Idavox. There is no fucking... Okay, let's take a look at this Green Mountain Peace and Justice Party. Okay, I think this is going to be Mountain. That's probably in Colorado. We're going to take a look, though. And there are things going on in Colorado. So we'll... In Vermont. Okay. Well, no, I was wrong. Okay, well, let's go. The official opponent... Okay, so they support trans people. That's cool. Well, they seem like my kind of people, then. Right. We'll see, though, okay? I do think it's fair to have conversations, so if some people fucking freak out and start to fucking attack me, then... Well, you could do that, too. Ooh. We're giving these people a call tomorrow. Hell yeah. Quite excited. Interesting. Wow. Cool. Oh my... This is Peace and Freedom, yeah? And also she's associated with PSL. This is, well, they don't know, and at that time she hadn't been engaged, right, yeah? And the, at that time I probably was poor Gloria LaRiva myself. I did not know about the, behind the scenes. I don't know that Gloria LaRiva is really involved with the stuff that I'm complaining about right now. I know PSL leadership, right? Yeah, and I know that I contacted Claudia De La Cruz, and I know that I contacted the California office and emailed the PSL branch. And Brian Becker's been I've been telling people to get it Brian Becker. I did not tell people to really get it Gloria Riva, so I kind of really left that alone. she's 2020. That was a while ago. But maybe I should get at her. But I find them quite disappointing. And this Cuba thing, they're flying down all over there and spending the money on stuff. It's just too much protectionism of the too big to fail people of this organization for me. And maybe it devolved over time. That also happens in these groups. They say that it's an ongoing fight to maintain liberty, to maintain democracy. It's a lot of these groups can tend to veer into, what is it? Controlled by strongman operations. So interesting. We will leave this open, and it's just an interesting exploration as to what's going on with the Greens. So we're going to contact Brian Patrick Moore. We're going to platform him, despite without the without a we're going to contact him and see what's up. Right, even if you don't like Brian Moore, there should be a debate, right? And let the people of the Green Party vote and make a decision, right? Stop fucking anointing fucking Jill Stein, yeah? I'd rather have this guy through democracy than Jill Stein through with no choice. And this guy, I would definitely, hard angle all that stuff that was talked about in that other article, because this is, I think he's on the borderline, though, right? Yeah, he's not old, right? Yeah, he's not. There's people in the Green Party movement, right? Yeah, there's both sides, right? There's trans supporters and there's people who are against trans. People who are against trans a little bit more, right? Yeah, towards the leadership side, and there is resistance going on. But I'm still allowed to participate. I'm not canceled yet, so I really fucking appreciate that, right? Yeah. And the Republicans really have not canceled me yet, even though I openly say I support trans people. Like, what are you going to do about it, right? Yeah, but the lefties, once again, we see from over here, right? These Green Mountain, whatever people, right? Don't talk to them, cut them off. They're bad people. Say goodbye to them, right? And I'm not saying the things that he's saying are. I get why you're disturbed by it. I get it. Confederate flags, and a lot of borderline stuff, but just quoting libertarians. I mean, damn, it's not like every idea they have is bad, right? And if you agree with the overall idea, like, why can't we find things we agree on? So, that's my take. Let me see what this is about. Interesting. Oh, wow. This is a whole motherload. Anarchist Black Cross. Oh, shit. There's the ABC in New York City as well. Oh, shit. I didn't know they were all over the country like this. So we very possibly have anarcho-communism, right? Yeah, like what? There's different, right? Yeah, like there's syndicalists. There's a lot of different. Anarchism really can incorporate really. There's I wonder if ANCAPs are here. That's anarcho-capitalists. I doubt it. They seem quite anti that thing, but they are another ones who claim anarchists. So what are you gonna do, right? So, as an anarchist, you don't get to tell anybody what. I mean, you could tell people what to do. I mean, no one can tell you not to tell people what to do, but, as an anarchist, you're not going to fucking listen to someone tell you what the fuck to do. You're going to do what you want to do. Extinction Rebellion, oh, fucking God. The U.S. one is so fucking... I got kicked out of it. They're led by a bunch of self-righteous assholes, I'll tell you right now. Fucking Extinction Rebellion. That's the New York City branch. This is a mother lode right here. We're gonna be getting at a lot of anarchists then. This is quite fucking exciting. So, I really just, I don't really hang out with organizational anarchists. I kind of I'm like a do my own thing anarchist. And I think that's really a pure anarchist, right? So you tell me if I'm different, right? I don't get together with a bunch of people who say, "Oh, this is what anarchism is, and this is how we do it." I think you're missing the whole fucking point. Yeah, it's just me though. I'm not saying that I'm not willing to work with. I do want to work with others, but okay. So Brian Moore, quite interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check the chat at 3 in the morning. I'd be surprised if anybody's watching. See if there's any comments. Goldilocks edition. Oh, 12 Veils is up. What's up, 12 Veils? I didn't want to. Okay, no, nobody's watching. That's good. Okay. All right, good night, folks. We're going to tune in 12 Veils and see what she's up to. Bam, let's shut it down.